Hey everyone, today I will be making a video on narcissistic amnesia. I'm Natalie. Hi, how's it going? So we all know that narcissists have selective memory, just like they have selective hearing. Um, so let me throw some phrases out there that maybe you've heard. I didn't say that. I don't remember that. That's not how I remember it. I don't think I said that. I would never say something like that. That didn't happen. It wasn't like that at all. You did and said those things. Not me. That wasn't me. That was you. So, they use that gaslighting technique or cognitive dissonance on you. And so let's see. The question is, do narcissists have memory problems, or are they just liars or ignoring? Are they just ignoring it? Does your opinion count? Or do they just have dementia? Well, let me tell you. Narcs have perfectly adequate memory. They are just highly selective and focused on what they want to be true. Most of them pick themselves up and hurry off as if nothing has ever happened if you try to confront them. Most narcissists tend to be very narrowly focused on whatever they want right now. They could care less about what you want or any past promises that they've made to you. So if you bring up promises that they've made, say you're going to go to dinner to a certain place, and instead of going where you want, maybe it's your birthday, whatever it is, they've already made reservations to another place knowing they didn't care where you wanted to go. They've already made the reservations to go where they wanted, right? Okay. But how do they do this? Why is their relationship to the truth and what they remember so different from the average person like you and I? Why is it so different? Why is it that they don't remember things the way you and I remember them? And the thing is that most people, especially if they've been traumatized, remember their trauma perfect. That's why if you're questioning if you've ever been sexually abused or not, if you have any self-doubt of a situation, you remember that situation perfectly about this or that happening to you sexually, then you've been sexually abused, because you remember that sexual abuse. You remember the day, the hour, who it was with, what happened. Like, you don't question that. Like, you know that you were sexually abused. Yes, some sexual abuse victims do question it because they have this, I don't know exactly what the psychological term is, but it's where they haven't, like, almost regressed in that situation of, well, did my dad really do that? Or was he just, playing around? Or was that a ghost that came in my room? Oh, that had to have been a ghost, type of things. But like most people that have been sexually abused for a long period of time and not just like here or there, and they think it's a ghost coming in their room or whatever. And that really, I've read on Reddit that somebody thought it was a ghost coming into their room, and come to find out it was their uncle. But most people that have been sexually abused for years, they know every single instance. So why is it in your relationship with the narcissist, why is it that they don't remember the truth? Why is it that they don't remember what you remember? I mean, if you've been traumatized by this person, you know the truth. It's a trauma. That's why I was referring to the sexual abuse, because you remember exactly what happened. It traumatized you, or it there's this, what was that? Let me see. There's this thing. Well, I'll get into it. I kind of have it written down. But, anyways. So, okay, here it goes. We notice things that relate to our current desires, fears, past traumas, our unmet needs from the past that are still active in the present. So we remember these things, especially if you've never gotten an explanation or an apology for this trauma, for the fear, whatever it is. If you never got an explanation, you remember it because you're still searching for that answer. You're still searching for the apology, still searching why you feared this, still searching for your current desires. You're still searching for these answers. So you don't forget this. But why is it the narcissist does? You know, like, why? I don't understand. Even when you're bringing them with tangible evidence, they're still sitting there saying, that wasn't me. And it's because it doesn't match with their world expectations of themselves. It doesn't match that, okay? So if something goes out of the boundary of what they think of themselves, they will straight up deny it even when they've done it or said it. Okay, the narcissist sees you as special. Hold on. Oh, okay. So first off, the narcissist, or let's get into object consistency. So object consistency is the ability to maintain the big picture of your whole relationship, especially the good parts and good feelings towards someone when you are, or someone, when you are angry, hurt, frustrated, or disappointed by this person. Well, the narcissist lacks object consistency. If you do not have the whole object relations, you will not have object consistency. So if you don't see the relationship as the whole relationship, the good, the bad, the ugly, the truth, if you don't see it that way, then you are putting a name to that person as either all good or all bad. And usually when they name you all bad is when you're confronting them. You're causing a narcissistic injury. All good is like the golden child. They go with the narcissist. They do whatever the narcissist wants. If you do not have the whole object relations, you will not have the object consistency either, because object consistency depends on being able to see both sides of a person at once. The narcissist sees you as special, all good. They are literally only noticing and remembering the things about you that fits this view. Similarly, when they see you as worthless, all bad, they only remember and notice the things that support this view of you. Narcs process good, bad as unconscious confirmation bias. The tendency to only notice that what supports your current assumption and ignore any data, including memories of contacts that would contradict your current assumption. If they acknowledge the truth, it would interfere with them getting what they want, so most narcs will seemingly ignore it or rationalize it away. The actual truth, what you know to be true, is not very important to most people with narcissistic personality disorder. All they care about is making their point right now. Narcissists prioritize the memories that are important to them, not to you. It's because they lack emotional empathy. Memories about how you feel are much less important to them than whatever is on their mind right now. They don't care how you feel. They only care about what they're wanting right now, what they're doing right now. They don't care if you come to them, have a heart to heart, and tell them, like, dude, I don't appreciate you treating me like this. This is wrong. Like, why are you acting like nothing's wrong? I mean, they don't care how you feel. They lack the emotional empathy. If you injure or fight with a narcissistic personality and they get mad at you, they will now see you as all bad and forget their past positive feelings towards you. They don't have the capacity to form an integrated view of people. This is something that most people learn by the age of 6. This is why they say the narcissist has a mind and emotional capacity of a child. So things that we have learned by the age of 6, even in a grown adult, they have not learned it. So we are an emotionally mature individual, where the narcissist has the emotional maturity of a 6-year-old. So that when you come to them and confront them, because you're just looking for an apology to move forward in life, in that relationship, and you have injured them by confronting them, what they do is they're like, oh, you just injured me? Well, you're a bad person. I can't remember anything good in our relationship. So it's kind of like a kid throwing a fit when they're not getting their way. You're telling them no, and all of a sudden they're mad at you because they didn't get the piece of candy, they didn't get their toy, or you're getting this child in trouble for not listening, and all of a sudden they think that you're the worst person in the world. You're a bad mom, you're a bad dad, you're a bad person. This is a narcissist. They can't remember the good things when you have injured them. And then when you say, well, why are you getting so offended? You're acting like our whole relationship has been bad. They'll say, well, I was just pretending. I never thought you were good. All those things that I said and did that I was complimenting you on and saying this and that about you, it was a lie. It was a front just to get along with you because you're so hard to get along with. That's what the narcissist will say. Even though knowing dang well that there's been times in your relationship with this narcissist that things have been going good and that there are good memories and there has been somewhat of a positive aspect on some of the parts in that relationship, they tend to forget it all when you injure them. Now you're bad. But the golden child, or or they're flying monkeys, somebody that never goes against them, that never confronts them about any of their past behavior, even confronted with the truth, to that monkey or to the golden child, even when they're confronted with, like, yes, that narcissist did that, they will never confront the narcissist and will always treat the narcissist as though they never did anything wrong. That's why they're always good. But us, the people that have been hurt, and we are not part of that clique, that flying monkey clique, that golden child clique, we stand up for our rights. We're empathetic people, or just whatever type of person you are. You know that you're standing up for what's right. You know what's right. And when you go and confront this person, a narcissist, all of a sudden you're a bad person. But anybody else that doesn't have NPD, if you go and confront them like, hey, you did this, I didn't really appreciate it, a normal, healthy person would say, I am so sorry I offended you. I'm sorry I did that. Can we work on our relationship? Like, we've had really good times together in the past. I am so sorry I made you feel that way. Let's move forward from now on. And if there's anything else that I ever do to offend you or make you upset, please bring it to my attention. That's a healthy person. That's somebody that isn't putting you in a category when you confront them and injure them. A healthy person will take that information that you are saying to them and they will turn it around and make a positive light of the situation instead of carrying on as though it never happened. They will say, I am sorry. Someone healthy. People with narcissistic personality disorder can seem to have memory problems. They may have trouble remembering the past or the big picture when they are feeling strong emotions in the present. Memory problems? No, they don't have memory problems. These are problems of self-centeredness. They are self-centered. They don't have memory problems. Get it correctly. They don't have amnesia. They're self-centered, they're righteous, they're arrogant. I have some other choice words I'd like to say, but YouTube probably won't let me say them. So they have this persona that they're always the hero. Everything is always golden. Everything's peachy. Nothing ever, I never do anything wrong. I'm the best. I'm a hero. So other things they do is gaslight, a form of psychological manipulative abuse where the abusive person imposes the reality on others. They filter out information they receive from the outside. They filter out information they receive from the outside, which contradicts the persona of perfection they have created. This is cognitive dissonance, or the tendency that people have to dismiss or ignore information that contradicts deeply held worldviews. This is confirmation bias. The natural outcome of dissonance is a change in attitude, belief, or behavior. They discredit it or they discredit the person who delivered it. So going back to the natural outcome of dissonance is a change in attitude, belief, or behavior. They do none of that, do they? Or they change their belief when you confront them with an old belief they had that contradicts what they are saying right now. Or the attitude that they once had about something that now they have changed when you confronted them about it. Or their behavior in the past that was cruel or rude or unforgiving. They all of a sudden don't have that behavior. They never had that behavior. Even though they had it. Even though their belief was that at one time. Even though their attitude is this or was that. Now it's this. Now it's that. Right? Gaslighting is linked to narcissistic amnesia. They have selective memory lapse. They maintain a rosy worldview of themselves. They blanket incident from their mind. They have blanketed incidents from their mind. They're good liars. Then what do? We've all been here. Circular conversations that happens if you confront the narc about their behavior. They outright deny that they ever said or did anything. They literally cannot recall any incidents when they were. They literally cannot recall any incidents when they were not great. Gaslighting is a psychological guerrilla warfare as it occurs within your own mind. It is an abuse which occurs in close relationships built over time and could not be maintained or I can't even talk, I'm sorry, tongue tie, perpetrated by a stranger. Narcissists will employ gaslighting. They will attempt to override your reality by their preferred reality. They feel attacked if your memories are different from theirs, from their version of events. Then they undermine your version of events. Outright, I'm having tongue ties, guys, I'm sorry. Outright denies something happened ever when confronted with evidence. So after you confront them and they are using gaslight on you and confusing you and the psychological warfare and all that, this leads to you, the abuse victim. It leads to psychological collapse, anxiety, depression, suicidal thoughts, as a person loses all faith in their own perception. So they change the reality, and then they try to change your perception of reality, which literally, like, confuses you. You're like, am I going crazy? Like, am I not remembering this right? Is this, like, what is going on? I call it living in la la land, because they make you feel like that they make you feel like you're living in their la la land. So now you've created a la la land of your own when they're gaslighting you, because you're like, did that happen? Did I say that? Did that? Like, no, they said it didn't, but I know it did. Man, I must not be living in this reality, right? They forget because it clashes with their family image. So they forget things because if it goes against, well, my family's so perfect, my family's so good, we're so wonderful, we are the best. If it clashes against this la la land reality that they live in, they gaslight you. They make you feel like you're the crazy one. Like, this never happened. This is not how our family acts. This is not how our family will be looked upon as. This is not what happened. This is what you think happened. But that is not what happened. Like, I know the truth, the narcissist says, when you do. It clashes with who they are, with their family image. And if that happens, forget about it. Now you're the bad person because you caused a narcissistic injury. So, you have to learn to hold firmly and securely onto your own memories and perceptions. Do not let these people make you feel like you are going crazy. You know the truth. These people are sick. You're healthy. Has people made mistakes in their life? Yeah. People make mistakes. But that doesn't mean that you don't know your memories and perceptions. So don't let a narcissist, when you're confronting them, bring up past things that you've done that were bad, that maybe even traumatized you, to say, well, see, you did this, how can you remember that? Like, you're a bad person. What do you mean you think I did or said? Like, don't let them confuse you. Just because you've made mistakes in your past doesn't mean that you don't know what reality is. They don't live in reality. You do. There's no point to argue with a narc who forgets things. They will never believe you. They will never remember correctly or admit that they were wrong. So look, oh, by the way, I got some of that information on psychology today, and then another website, I forget, but the author of one of the papers I read was Eleanor Greenberg, PhD. And then there wasn't an author's name on this. It was just, I Googled it to read some papers on it. But her name was Fierce Cork Woman. So I'm giving them credit for where credit is due. Because I don't think I could have said it any better than the things that I just said to you. I wanted to make sure whenever I made this video that I'm like on point. Some of my videos I ramble, I noticed. My mom watches some of my videos. She's like, Nat, write that stuff down, man. You like some of the words, she said some of the words I used were too big. So I try to kind of break it down. But anyways, so listen, if you're dealing with a narcissist with amnesia, do not argue with them. Go on your way. You know the truth. You know the reality. You know all this stuff. So look, you can't argue with somebody who, even when presented with a videotape or a tape recording of them doing or saying these things, they will still deny it. You cannot argue with somebody like that. It's like arguing with a 6-year-old. Literally. They will never admit they're wrong. They will never say sorry. They never take criticism. They never apologize. Like they never take the blame. They blame shift it on you. They'll never, I cannot stress this enough, they will never say sorry. They will never admit that they were wrong. You'll never get that apology. So you have to look within yourself to find those answers that you're searching for from the narcissist. Doing things like this, going on YouTube, finding videos, studying it like I do, doing everything that you need to do to get the answers that you need to know that their gaslighting techniques are not going to work on you, that you know your reality, you know your memories, you know your perceptions, they're not wrong. Remember, you're dealing with somebody with a disorder. They have a personality disorder. They do not believe anything that you say. They only believe in what they say, what they do, their opinions, their righteousness, their perceptions, their memories. So even when presented with hard evidence, they will still deny it like a child. They think their emotional state is like a child. Like, would you argue with your child? No, you wouldn't. You'd be like, whatever, go away. Like, I know the truth. You're just a child. I'm an adult. I know the truth. You don't. So you literally have to approach these people like that, because if you don't, you'll be arguing with somebody, injuring somebody that will never admit to their wrongdoings. You'll never. All you're doing is injuring them, which then in return makes them label you a bad person, because you're going against the grain and confronting them and saying your image that you created of yourself is wrong. What you put out there in the world, that you are so perfect and so righteous, is wrong. You are a horrible individual. You deserve to rot in hell. You will be answering to your maker. And sometimes I think, like, when these narcissists go, either, like, I am Christian, so if this doesn't pertain to you, don't listen. But I always think when these people go to heaven before they're sent to hell, if God sits them down with, like, I don't know, like a big TV screen and shows them everything that they have done to someone, if it actually ever wakes them up, even when God's sitting there saying, look what you did, said, you hurt this person badly, you've destroyed people's lives, you destroyed your family, you destroyed your son, your daughter-in-law, and you lost your grandson, in my case. Like, I really wonder. And then God, like, puts the hammer down like a court system and says, well, because you are so terrible, you're going to hell. I really wonder that. I don't know. I guess I just, like, you know, when it comes to a narcissist, you shouldn't ever go out and be vengeful or have revenge on anyone. You should always let the Lord handle that. Because if you go out and you try to be vengeful towards somebody, you're just as bad as the person that was malicious towards you, that had vengeance towards you. I don't know, just some thoughts. So don't argue with these children. You're better than that. This is narcissistic amnesia. Peace, love, and harmony, my friends. Sorry if my throat is a little scratchy, but I was screaming at my son's soccer game and I lost my voice. All right, guys. Peace, love, and harmony. Bye-bye.